Hello, folks. Good to be with you again. As Earth, Wind, and Fire said, here we are, just who we are. Chances are that we'll be the stars, a reflection in each other's eyes, an image of where our love will rise. And so, as we live during these troubled times, with people who just seem to be crazy sometimes, it's time to remember that there are beautiful things in the world. And it's time for us to remember that we have access to all of those things right now in our lives. We can be the people who make the world a place that is beautiful, pleasant, and loving and kind instead of harsh and hard. We can do that by not taking on the ideas and the thoughts of the dominant culture, the thought to say that our only worth and dignity are based on what we can either achieve by grabbing a lot of material things or by having power to enslave other people economically or through mental manipulation. It's time for us to begin to live our lives as real human beings. It's time to get rid of the shield that we have had to put around our hearts to protect ourselves from the harshness and the anger and the meanness and the nastiness of the culture that we find ourselves in, and most of us have been brought into. Some brought on slave ships, many, in fact. Many European Americans were brought in as indentured servants, kidnapped, swept off the streets of England because they were poor and didn't have money, couldn't pay their debts, and sent here to work for 7 years to pay off their debts. The Native Americans captured in their own land and held hostage. Many of the Irish forced to flee here because of a horrible famine, while the British held all kinds of food in ships right off the shore in order to sell, letting the Irish starve. And we go on and on and on about all of the people who made it to this world because they were beaten, cast down, tricked, forced to leave their lands to make a better world. Unfortunately, some of the other people came too. Some of the haters, some of the ones who didn't care much about human beings, only about the power that they could get and the self-esteem that they could get as they declared that they had power over others. And as we have been raised in this society, we have picked up this lie, something that the people of the lie have given us. And that is that our worth and dignity is based on being better than other people. Most of us know that's not true. So we have to harden our hearts. We have to make ourselves not feel the natural empathy that one feels when he or she sees injustice. Truth is, though, that feeling, that empathy is natural. It's the only thing that makes us human. We must come back into contact with that empathy. And we must do as the person in Norway said when I was in Norway visiting, playing cards. He said that the only reason a person would want a lot of money is so they can take care of more people. If we think that way, even as we work for success, we will find that our hearts will not become hardened like a brick, but will be open, moist, blood flowing in and out, and love being generated. to make this world a different place. So let us not harden our hearts by the track practices that we find in our culture that makes us have to do so. Let's change the underlying idea and become successful, not for ourselves and our families, but for people who need our success so that they can also prosper. And so, as we go forward this year, let us change the thought. We become successful so we can truly help more people and help sustain the world. Namaste, friends. Thank you for being with us today. Every once in a while, we put up a few more little short messages.